You're still watching the Citi newsroom. It's been over a month since the Achimota school denied admission to two Rasta students, Tyrone Magai and Oheniba Nkrabia. Now, after following that developments, the two students have sued a number of stakeholders, including the school itself, the Attorney General, the Ghana Education Service, and they essentially are claiming that their human rights have been, should I say, trampled upon by the fact that they were not admitted based on the hair that they were wearing. Now, after several court appearances, all stakeholders or key stakeholders in this particular case, are currently gathered in the courtroom, hoping that the substantive case will be heard. Now, following whatever transpires in court, we will speak to the parents of the affected students, as well as the lawyers involved, and possibly some other key stakeholders who have made appearance in court today. So after about an hour and a half of court proceedings involving, with regards to the case involving the two Rastafarian students and the Achimota school, as well as some other stakeholders, including the Attorney General's office, the case has been adjourned to the 14th of May. So we want to speak to the parent of Oheniba Nkrabia, essentially the dad himself, to find out what do you make of proceedings today.
Okay. To me, it's just a pattern since we have started of, the first respondents not really being addressing the issues on time so that the things can go forward. The judge keep saying that we need to expedite, but I don't think that the first respondent is even recognizing that based on what happened today. Nonetheless, we are here for the long haul. So we are going to see the process through. On the 14th of next month, we'll be here again to see exactly what happens. We want to test the judicial system to ensure that there is integrity in the judicial system in Ghana. So that's why we are standing firm, and we'll forever stand firm to see what this judicial system is made up of.
You were snickering in the background. You're unhappy about the antics.
Yeah, I'm disappointed and a little bit disturbed by the fact that every session they come with the same excuse and pettiness in terms of handling the case, as if to say that they are not dealing with an educational institution and a child who needs to be educated, a child who needs to contribute is quota to the society. This is how they have been trivializing the issue. That is why I was really, showing some sign of disturbance.
So a major development in court today as the Magai family seeks to, get the courts to grant them the reliefs they are seeking in their suit against the Achimota school. And it just so happens that the case has been moved forward to the 14th of May. But then I just want to find out from Terry, the father of Tyrone, what you make of today's proceedings. Were you pleased with everything that happened?
Well, some way, but not 100%, because all the days that we came here, there was always that issue where Achimota, the first respondent, had not filed something and this and that. And today the lawyer, that one who came to represent them, said he was employed, I think, 2 days ago, and there's something that he had not received. I'm not very good at legal issues, and so he needed some days again, you see, and he's been granted those days. So we now are waiting till the 14th of May, which is going to be the next.
For you, going forward on the 14th, are you expecting us to delve straight into the case, or you might be anticipating more delays when we return to the court?
Well, it's for sure. Because as the proverb goes, if the market is going to really be a big one, you see from the day before. So from how they are moving now and their actions, we don't need a space science intelligence to know. It's body language, how they even present. We know that's what they're going to do. But I know also for sure they are not the biggest ones here. They are amongst the small fish. Trust me, I really mean it, because Ghana is a country that has power, it has authority. You see me now? So we're just giving them long line, just a rope to see where they will end. And when they end, they will have to come back, because when we came previously, they said we couldn't sue Achimota. And then suddenly, it looks like we can sue Achimota. And all of this, is like we can I look through them. I see all this kind of, you know, in a way, childish game.
Let me speak to your son. I mean, you also find the whole development sad, like your father said.
Yeah, a little bit. Because looking at stuff since we started and everything, I'm still home. So whether we're progressing or we are not progressing, I am still home.
Now, there appears to be some delays, but come 14th of May, you'll still be in court. What are you hoping for?
Well, I'm hoping that we make something progressive. Because as I said, I'm still home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some finality.
Yes, exactly.
And then you're becoming a bit popular out there. You're keeping active, you know, on social media and all of that.
Yeah, sometimes like when I'm off learning, I just try to do something else, and that's the social media. Great. A little bit.
All right. So like your father says, stay strong, yeah?
Yeah, man, we're still strong. You know, come hell or high waters, it can even rain stones. The pressure will not keep us down. You know what I mean? And we will remain who we are, because we come to conquer and rule. We don't bow. And this is it.
So there you had it, the father of Tyrone Amagai, essentially saying that yes, they are in this for the long haul, and they're looking forward to the 14th of May for the substantive case, you know, to be heard. Let's move to the background there and engage the mother of Heniba and Krabia, basically. All right. Hello, mommy. How are you?
Well, I'm not good, but we are holding up.
What was running through your head right now, based on what happened today?
That's another week of, you know, psychological and mental fights and stress. Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit hard. Personally, I can't even go to work. I have to be home because I feel. If I leave him, I don't know what's going through his mind, you know, because you don't know when it comes to mental health, you don't know what can trigger someone to do something to themselves. What if I step out, I come back and my son have committed suicide? I mean, God forbid. But he's going through stuff that people don't know, and even asking for him to cut his hair. What if we go ahead, cut his hair, and he ends up doing something like that? Are people questioning that? Nobody is. They just looking at, okay, follow rules and regulations without recourse to his mental health, which I feel is very unfair. Everybody who is asking us to cut his hair, I told somebody yesterday, he's not a baby for us to just sit him down and cut his hair. He have a mind of his own, you know, and so you cannot just get up and order him about. We didn't train him like that. We didn't train him, sorry to say, like the typical Ghanaian style where, you know, your parent orders you for you to do things. No, we train them to ask questions. You know, even as a parent, if I'm doing something and they feel that it's not right with them, they ask me, why this, why that? Yes, that is how we have trained them to always ask questions, you know, analyze things before they act, you know. So that's the kind of children we have brought up. And yesterday he said something that saddened me. You know, he told me he wished he wasn't a Ghanaian. Wow. Yes.
You did that?
Yes.
Wow.
He said that if he had the opportunity to be, yes, because he feels he's not being treated fairly.
Thank you so much, Ma, and all the best. Thank you. All right, let's speak to the lawyer for Oheniba and Krabia. Your general assessment of today's proceedings.
Thank you very much. I think generally it's a mark of dragging the case back, and I think the judge was clear with that they have come to set us back. When the matter broke, they were served all the processes, and like I indicated in court, I took it upon myself to take the bailiffs of the court to go serve the Attorney General as well as Achimota School, because Achimota School, for instance, was trying to refuse service, in fact, evading service. Wow. So the bailiffs went there and they denied taking the process. The bailiff had to return to the court premises. Upon his return, I have to now drive the bailiff back to serve Achimota School myself. So I served the order of the court, I served the substantive application on Achimota, you understand. So they rising and trying to ask for a date to now file their response as well as their written submission. it's taken us back, especially on the fact that these children have to go to school and the matter is dragging based on Achimota's indolent posture.
Now, two main developments. One is with you putting the court for some cost to be awarded, for the 10,000, to be awarded for your clients. How did that come about, and why was that key?
Cost is always awarded for certain things like the expenses by lawyers, like certain expenses, general expenses in the course of the matter. So you can always ask for court, and it's under Order 74 of our CI 47 Civil Procedure Rules. So it was within my remit to do that, and the reason I asked for cost was on two legs, in two folds. One, I just told you that I drove the bailiff of the court to serve this, and I went about in my vehicle, spent, you understand, and even bailiffs to do that. Ordinarily, the expense will rise. It should have been a normal service. The bailiff goes, serves you, and then cost or expenses at a certain level. But for me to move to Attorney General Department with the bailiff to serve them, move to Achimota to serve them all over in the city, the expenses was rising. So upon that basis, I could ask for court. The other reason why I was minded to ask for cost was that if we are having all these long days, now we are coming back on the 14th to move the substantive application. That is the Article 33 enforcement of fundamental human rights. That's the main application. If we are coming back on the 14th to move it, and the judge will take maybe a week to also look at the determination, that should be taking us to somewhere the end of, you understand? So all this while, these children, Oheneba, for instance, and Tyrone, there should be a form of, already they are engaging themselves. They should have some homeschooling where a teacher will come, take them through the topics. You need to pay all these people. So I was informed by that thinking that we need to expend money to do this whilst we wait for the cause determination for this period of time. But then I can ask for cause. But then the judge's view is that this is something you can wait and ask it at the end of the trial. That all this while when we started this matter, I expended or I spent so and so amount to pay a teacher to give my kid tuition. This is the receipt. This is then at the end of the ruling or the trial, you can ask for cause. That is the judge's thinking that.
Which you don't agree with, I guess.
I don't agree with, but that is what the judge have said. Because the reason I advanced that issue for cause was for these two main issues. But remember that Achimota lawyer rose and said something that he opposed the application for costs and said that he thinks that costs should not be awarded because this is a child who has been admitted in the school. This is a child who is part of this school. And how can he ask for costs against the school that he's part of it? And that alone resonates with me. Okay, fine. So you agree that he has been admitted to the school. You agree that he's one of your students. Then when we get to the substantive matter, just agree that he has his religion to manifest, and then let his right to education be allowed, and let him go to school.